A tough result at Anfield as Liverpool sealed victory over Arsenal with a stunning free kick from Szoboszlai. What began as a tense, cagey and defensive contest only truly came alive once that decisive goal was scored. The result sees Arsenal drop their first points of the league campaign against the reigning champions, while Liverpool remain unbeaten heading into the international break. The game itself was balanced for long stretches. Arsenal created the majority of chances in the first half, but Liverpool's backline stood firm, reading the danger and nullifying their threat. In the second half, however, Liverpool applied greater pressure, pinning Arsenal back until Raya was finally beaten. That breakthrough ignited Arsenal, who responded with urgency and intensity, but their late push was contained by Liverpool's disciplined defense until the final whistle. It's possible Arsenal's initial plan was to absorb pressure, frustrate Liverpool, and look to snatch a goal from a set piece or moment of fortune. Without Odegaard in the starting 11 and Saka sidelined through injury, the team lacked creative spark, perhaps conserving their attacking drive for Odegaard's introduction later on. His and Eze's arrival did make an impact, particularly by Odegaard enabling in-swinging corners from both flanks, something missing earlier in the game. Until then, Declan Rice had been Arsenal's only set-piece taker, forcing him into out-swinging corners that Liverpool found easier to defend. Arteta opted to start Merino in midfield rather than Odegaard, but the Spaniard struggled to influence proceedings in advanced areas. This left much of the right-sided play to Madueke and Timber. Madueke emerged as Arsenal's most dangerous attacker, though he faced a fierce duel with Gyokeres, who ultimately edged the contest. On the left, Martinelli failed to impose himself against Szoboszlai and found little success in breaking Liverpool's shape. At times it even appeared he and Gyokeres were occupying similar zones, which blunted Arsenal's threat further. Konate's commanding display compounded Gyokeres' struggles, leaving him without a single shot and unable to impact the final third. Ironically, it was Calafiori who registered the same amount of attempts as the combined efforts of Arsenal's front three. This reinforced growing observations about his adventurous role. Teams seemed to allow him to push into advanced positions, but while his high positioning should, in theory, make him a greater threat in the box, the reality is somewhat different. Instead of providing an extra presence for crosses, Calafiori often roams unpredictably, rarely delivering decisive passes or crosses, and taking too long to act in key areas. Opponents tend to press him suddenly, forcing errors or harmless passes. His movement also clashed with Martinelli's preferred runs, further complicating Arsenal's attack. In addition, his positioning reduced Declan's influence in transitional phases, raising questions about whether the trade-off is worthwhile. That said, Calafiori's defensive contributions were strong. He tracked back diligently, helped contain Salah, and retreated into shape quickly when possession was lost. Defensively, Arsenal were largely solid. Gabriel and Mosquera impressed at the back, with Mosquera nullifying Ekitike and Gabriel restricting Salah to a single shot. Gakpo, while effective in Liverpool's build-up play down the left, failed to make an impression in the final third due to the impressive defending by Timber. In the end, a finely balanced contest was decided by Szoboszlai's moment of brilliance. Arsenal's defensive resilience was undermined by a blunt attack and further hampered by the injury to a key defender. As the international break arrives, Arsenal will aim to regroup with hopes that their new signings can integrate further and strengthen the team's cohesion. And with that, we've come to the end of my Liverpool versus Arsenal Matchday 3 post-match review. If you enjoyed this analysis, smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our analysis videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.